So more disturbing details have came out about David since he's been arrested. The first thing is large amounts of child pornography was found on his devices. And this just proves the fact that he was attracted to minors. This dude is a certified chomo. Now, while he was under investigation, David was obsessed with Fortnite. He was on Fortnite the day that he got arrested. And just like Roblox, this is a very vulnerable place for minors, and he was actually looking for another victim, in my opinion. Now, the finger of Celeste Rivas was missing, the same finger that had the tattoo of David on it. Has a lot of us questioning what he actually did with the finger, and was he actually torturing her as well? Now, while this investigation is still going on, David is in Los Angeles County Jail awaiting his trial, and the feds might pick this up. But in the meantime, will there be some prison justice? Will there be somebody that's affiliated with an organization to put hands on David? And why is David in orange and not blue?
So some of you might be wondering why David is in orange rather than the traditional county blue. My name is Tiffany Blacknell. I've been a lawyer for 23 years in LA County in criminal law, and I have gone to the jail that David's in a million times, including just Thursday. Okay, so if you're a general population in county jail, you wear blue, like a darker blue. If you are gay, they sometimes put you in light blue. If you are a porter or someone who they give a responsibility outside the cell, like cleaning up or serving food, you get to wear light green. If you are mentally ill and on medication, you get to wear yellow top, blue bottoms. If you are another medical situation, not mental, but like physical, cancer, whatever, you wear brown, okay? If you are high power or notorious, you are a special handle, you are wearing orange top, orange bottoms. You're also wearing waist chains and leg irons, okay? Think Suge Knight. Whenever he would come into court, you would oftentimes see him in the orange. Now, ironically, in David's case, they're putting him in a single man cell to protect him. He's notorious, right? That's why he's in orange. However, his neighbors are the most dangerous, right? Oddly enough. Like, although he's in a cell by himself, I heard it said by someone who's incarcerated that everyone on his row, he's in orange, everyone on his row has been accused of murdering someone within the facility, okay? We're talking about high power Mexican mafia. We're talking about people who have committed crimes in the jails or in prisons. People who have some shot calling power are the fellas in orange. So when you hear those change, ching, 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 you know you got a real one coming in court, okay? Unless they're famous, which he is. Because a lot of the PDF file people who are accused are sent to Castaic, which is still LA County, but a different jail campus. And they put a lot of the folks who are charged with those charges in the same unit or a dorm where y'all all in the same boat, so ain't nobody tripping. But in David's case, he's both famous and that. So I guess for security reasons, they decided to put him in a single man cell. They also don't let them walk alone. Like sometimes officers or sheriffs will let you hey, follow the line down the hallway, and then you walk to the location you're going to. No. When you're in orange, sheriffs escort you everywhere you go. So you're not by yourself. But David ain't exactly safe, is what I'm saying. Because people don't even know the number of folks who die in the county jail all the time. Now, I know he's infamous and people know him, so they're not going to want to be, looked at crazy if he dies in jail. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it rocks and rolls in county jail. It is not a place I would want my worst enemy to spend any evenings. So, but they've having a rough time in there.
Now, that was some great information when it comes to why he's wearing the orange and not the blue. Now, why did the people that was around David not stop him from dating minors? Because they knew. Listen to this clip.
Freak out. Are you still dating that minor? Are you still dating that minor?
Now, the person that said this was Jack Hallenbeck. And he is a producer, has produced music for David. And he knew. Jack knew.
I have been talking for hours to one of the young girls that we have been hearing referenced around David, and her name is Kira. One thing that we keep hearing about is how David was allegedly involved with 2 other minors other than Celeste, and maybe possible charges coming forward because of that. But it's not really being explained how it might seem. I don't think David would honestly face any legal consequences or repercussions for anything about this because of the details, so let's get into it. But she still did bring it forward to police just in case. But David and this young girl started talking when she was was 16 and he was 18. During this time, she lived in Texas, not in LA, and David was on tour and also would spend time at his home in Texas. They met a couple of times, but it was mostly like a messaging relationship. The two were very close to one another. She said there was never any inappropriate picture sent, which we know was a huge question in this. There was never any physical relationship. He never slept with her or anything like that. And it's also important to know, because she is from Texas, the age of consent is 17 years old also, but like she said, nothing like that actually happened. Now, she did say that the two would share flirtatious messages back and forth, but honestly, nothing crazy or anything like that, just some things that teenagers do. And I really think that this is important context to her story, because right now we have a lot of people, even the media, running with the fact that there is a big possibility that David could face charges for these two young girls. After talking to this young girl today and learning the ins and outs and the details of her story, it doesn't seem like that is something that is actually going to happen with her situation, at least. She said that there was times that David did feel very manipulative. She did say that she does not believe that he is a good person. Guys, she is also still very young. She is an adult now, but she is still very young. So she really has been struggling with all this information that she has been learning. Only thing that she genuinely wants is justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Do you know that there is another young girl that Steve Fisher is saying that he got photos with and proof that had also went and talked to police? And that other girl that they were saying they would bring forward to the district attorney is the girl that they are claiming that David was around when he was also around Celeste Rivas Hernandez on Valentine's Day. He had one in one house and then had Celeste in another. But now you guys all know the context of Kira's story, so send her love and support, guys. Please do not hate on her. She is a super sweet girl, and she deserves all the love and support also. And all she wants to see is justice for Celeste.
Now, David is one sick individual. He got caught having child pornography on his phone. He has multiple victims, and prosecutors think they have a motive for why he did this. See, they're saying that Ms. Rivas was actually going to expose him for having sex with a 14-year-old. And instead of dealing with that, he took her life. And honestly, he is cooked. There's premeditation here. And for them to have a motive for him to try to protect his music career, now you're going to have to protect your butthole from, the booty bandits in the California prison system. And that's if you make it out of the county jail, because we all know her affiliations. The Southsiders want your head on a platter. And on top of that, we already know that you have already had threats of ending your own self. So if he has the chance of doing that, David's going to his self. They also are saying that David got charged with killing a witness because Celeste Rivas actually went to authorities before she was murdered and explained some stuff that happened.
So are they saying that she was a witness because she was wanting to come forward? Or was there already an ongoing investigation before that she was a part of, and with her being killed, they could charge him with that?
So it's kind of both. She can be her own a witness to a crime against her, and now she's not here to be able to do that, to be given that opportunity. So it's killing a witness. However, several months ago, when they did that live stream with Celeste, that delete everything, we knew that it was at this other house, which is also on the same street. It's called Doheny, but it's in a different part of Doheny. It's by coincidence on the same street. So that house where that happened, I actually, that's under the jurisdiction of the West Hollywood Sheriff's Department. And so I went to West Hollywood Sheriff and I said, hey, can I get any investigative files that have to do with a runaway or harboring or any type of event at that house for the time periods of 2023 to 2025. And they came back and said, we do have investigative files that involves a minor, but they're under seal because of an ongoing investigation, and you need to contact the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for more details because they're the investigative lead on it. Now, that's the agency out in Lake Elsinore. So that's the agency, and we had heard that they had actually picked her up once out there at that house. So I do think, and I'm positive that they interviewed David. They talked to David, and they didn't do anything about it, but they talked to him. But I do think that there was some sort of investigation going on.
And this is before she was murdered.
This is before she was murdered. And so that was ongoing, and then all of a sudden this happens. Now, it doesn't mean that there was this, they were going, listen, she ran away again. She was in his company a lot of the time, so they weren't investigating it thoroughly, but the fact is there was an open investigation. So she was a witness to that, and I'm sure they'd gotten a statement from her like, hey, what were you doing there? Why were you with him? How'd you meet him? Whatever. So she's a witness. So he killed a witness, and it doesn't mean that there was charges filed yet, but she was a witness in an investigation. So
okay, everybody, that's all we got for right now, but we will be back. We're going to keep covering this, man. Justice for Celeste Rivas, RIP to Celeste, man, and our thoughts and prayers are with the Rivas family.